All right. Hello there, friends, and welcome to another episode of the Hopeful Homeschooling Podcast. My name is Kelly Warner with Hope in the Chaos, and I am so excited that you have decided to join me. Um, Here we are. We are in February, friend, and it is chugging along at a record slow pace, right? Shortest month of the year, but somehow it still seems like the longest. Okay. February is the time of year, of course, when the excitement of the new semester is gone. Spring is not quite here, although some of us are getting excited for it because it means warming up. Everyone is tired. We're tired of the cold, the snow, the winter storms, and we're tired of all the colds and flus that come with winter. And of course, motivation disappears. The curricula, it's more challenging, or we're feeling behind. Um, and we just generally feel blah. Okay. It's not quite time to shift gears into spring homeschooling. And honestly, friends, it's okay. February is historically the month where many homeschool moms start wondering if everything is just falling apart, right? It's okay. This is normal. It is not failure. And it is not a sign that it's time to re-enroll your children in the local public school. Okay. It is a sign that perhaps your schedule is telling you something. Okay. Something that you should be paying attention to. Now, what is that? We're going to talk about that as we continue along this episode. Now, friends, if you are not already following or subscribing to this podcast, let me encourage you to do so, okay? Before we forget, so that you can always stay up to date with whatever is going on in the Hopeful Homeschooling Podcast. All right, so first, let's understand that the February slump is totally normal. It is completely normal. We all go through it. And we talk about it a lot now because it is so normal. It usually happens in this kind of February mid-year. That's why it's called the February slump. Okay. It does not mean that your curriculum is wrong, that your child is behind, or that you're not meant to homeschool, right? Okay. This is more of an energy problem than anything else. Perhaps we've been a little too lackadaisical. Perhaps we're just a little bored. Perhaps there's just nothing exciting going on. Okay. And perhaps you've just had way too much sugar as all of the holidays have just continued. Right? Maybe you've got this last sugar crash. Okay. All right. Now, today we're going to go over 5 practical ways that you can reset your homeschool and re-energize and push through this February slump. Because while I'm a big fan of slowing down and relaxed homeschooling, the February slump is one of those times when if you're not careful, you may derail your school year in a way that you don't mean to. So before you just continuously pause, because no one has any energy, let's try to do some things to re-energize and reset this homeschool. So number one, super simple, change one small thing, just one. Maybe you start later in the day, or perhaps you change up your schedule, right? Start with the read aloud, end with the read aloud. Start with a fun little morning snack or a field trip just anywhere, right? Maybe in our home we do what's called together school, right? Some of the stuff the kids do independently, some of it we do it together. So perhaps we change our scenery and we do it on the couch, we do it at the kitchen table, whatever it is. Sometimes this one small change gives you that motivation boost, okay? That your homeschool needs, because as much as we are creatures of habits, sometimes in order to get that kind of dopamine, we need something different, right? So, and again, maybe this is getting your kids something to color or draw while you're teaching a lesson. Perhaps we are adding in a movie day. We're adding in a fun class. Even I'm going to recommend an arts or craft, and I'm not a crafty person, you know that. All right. So number two, let's schedule a bare minimum week. Let's schedule a bare minimum week that maybe only focuses on, say, 3 subjects, right? Maybe we're going to focus on math. We're going to focus on reading and writing, and then perhaps just a family subject, something that you like, right? And I know some people are going to say that's 4. Reading and writing go together in my book. Okay. This will help reduce overwhelm. It's going to help everyone breathe. It's going to give plenty of room for doing something fun at another time of the day, whether it's field trips, family activities, baking, again, I'll say crafts, right? And it's going to help you to just rebuild momentum, right? Kids, especially, as much as they thrive in order and chaos, they also like excitement, right? Our brains love something new. Now, remember, progress, friend, doesn't require exhaustion. Okay. And so if you have built, over the last 6, 7 months of homeschooling, a schedule that's just, it's jam-packed with amazing things, but it's just too much, let's slow down. Okay. Number 3, let's add something fun back in. Maybe you do a theme day. Maybe you do a hands-on project. Maybe you, I don't know, bake or eat around the world. Perhaps you add in maybe a Lego day or a STEM day. Maybe you do your own little school spirit week, right? Pajama day, crazy hair day, anything like that. Add an element of fun and excitement. It gets the serotonin and the dopamine and all of those happy hormones sparked, creates joy, it creates excitement. And when we are excited and filled with joy, our kids are more likely to learn, right? Joy is not wasted time, okay? Joy fuels learning, okay? So pull back on the excitement. If it's hard, if it feels weird, that's okay. If you've never done it before, that's okay. Do something new. All right, number 4, celebrate how far you've come. Let's go back to the beginning of those workbooks and those lessons and just see, are you stressed that they're behind? Right? They're not behind. Go back. How far have they come along in their reading? What did they learn in science? How have they grown? Physically, spiritually, academically? How have they matured? You know, they're there. The positives are there. We just have to train ourselves to look for them. And by celebrating how far you have come and your children have come in this homeschool year, you can restore this confidence that's kind of waning during this February slump time. All right, number 5. Okay. And this one's not necessarily something that you can complete today, but it's something that you could start today. And that is plan something to look forward to. Okay. Plan something. Maybe it's a library day or a field trip day. Maybe you're going to have a gathering of homeschool friends. Okay. Maybe you're going to plan a read aloud and do the movie comparison, right? Anticipation creates momentum and gets everyone excited. And having something to look forward to boosts us today and into the future. Okay? So, friend, I need you to remember a few things. Okay? While this February slump has got you down, you're not behind. Even if you're not where you think you should be, you did not ruin the year. Your kids are still learning even on the messiest days. Okay. And consistency matters so much more than perfection. Okay. So are you showing up consistently? Right? Are you expecting your children to show up consistently for their learning? Right? Are you growing as a mom and a homeschooler? Okay. Now, I want you to remember, friend, that a hard February does not erase a faithful and well planned school year. It doesn't derail everything. Okay. It's part of the homeschooling process and it's completely normal. Okay. Now, sometimes the February slump happens because we're not looking at the progress and we can't see what's working because we're just cluttered, right? And and just like our homes get cluttered this time of year, it's not quite time for spring cleaning. Our homeschools get cluttered with just stuff that we have accumulated. And so this is where tracking can actually help you, right? One of the things that we talked about in our 5 options, and I'm scrolling back through my notes to make sure that I don't mess up, right? Changing something, scheduling a bare minimum week. And to that, I'll even say, you know what? If you really need a vacation, you can take spring break in February. It doesn't have to be March. Adding in something fun or celebrating how far you've come, planning something to look forward to. These all will benefit by you just kind of decluttering and even upping your homeschool organization just a little bit. Okay. Because then you can see and you can breathe, right? Now, a fantastic way for you to record, plan, track, organize, see the progress, and do all of these things I've mentioned, of course, is inside the Ultimate Home and School Planner, right? It gives you easy ways to track progress, to make plans for the future, to record what has already happened, including a few of your children's assignments. Simplify how you organize your days and include space for encouragement and notes so that you can do these things to get you through the February slump. Now, sometimes, friend, the best motivation is just realizing that you've done much more than you think. And you can't see that till you write it down. So, friend, I will encourage you, and I will put a link to the Ultimate Home and School Planner in the show notes to grab a planner, a notebook, and look at doing a simple weekly reset. You can start today, you can start tomorrow, you can start next Monday. It's completely up to you. But I just want you to know that you're not failing. You're just homeschooling in February, and it's hard, it's heavy. But you're going to get through this. We all have been there. We've all done it. And we've all come through on the other side. Okay? Because spring is coming. And with it, fresh motivation, fresh air, because you can open those windows, and a freshness that only time can bring you. So, friend, thank you so much for joining me. If you received anything out of this episode that you think is going to be beneficial for either yourself or your fellow homeschoolers, I would absolutely love it if you would subscribe so you catch all of my episodes, as well as and share this with your friends so that they too can take part in the Hopeful Homeschooling Podcast. Thank you again for joining me, friend. I will see you next time.